The single most expensive mistake in any salary conversation is letting the employer name the number first. Behavioral economists Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky proved this in 1974 with the anchoring effect, and the data has only gotten more brutal since. A 2023 Columbia Business School study found that the first number mentioned in a negotiation moves the final outcome by an average of 85% toward that anchor. That means if your employer offers $70,000, you are statistically locked into a $72,000 to $75,000 range no matter how hard you fight back. But if you anchor at $95,000 first, the same negotiation lands at $87,000 or higher. Most people get this wrong because they have been told that naming a number first is rude, or that you should let the employer go first to avoid pricing yourself out. That advice costs the average American worker around $7,500 per year every year for their entire career. Robert Half data from 2024 shows that 64% of workers never named a counter-anchor, and those workers earned 11% less than peers with identical experience. The move is simple. Research the 90th percentile of your role on levels .fyi or pay scale. Add 8%. State that number with no hedge words. No, I was hoping, and no, would it be possible? You say based on the market for this role, I am targeting 112,000. Then you stop talking. The first person to break the silence loses, and it should never be you. Here is the counterintuitive truth that almost nobody understands. At companies like Meta, Google, and Amazon, base salary is often less than half of what employees actually earn. According to Levels.fyi 2024 data, a senior engineer at Meta earning $200,000 in base salary takes home a total package of $480,000 once you add equity refreshers, sign-on bonus, and performance bonus. That is a $280,000 gap, and it is fully negotiable. Most people walk into negotiations focused only on base pay because that is what their parents talked about. You leave equity, signing bonuses, vesting schedules, and 401k match completely on the table. A 2023 Carter report on equity negotiation found that candidates who specifically asked for additional RSU grants received an average of $22,000 in extra annual stock compensation, with zero impact on their base offer. That is free money the company already had budgeted. The wealth-building move here is to negotiate every line item separately. Ask for a higher signing bonus to offset a low base. Ask for a 4-year vesting cliff to be reduced to 1 year. Ask for a guaranteed first-year bonus written into the contract. Each individual ask sounds reasonable to the employer, but stacked together, they can add 40 to 60% to your effective compensation. And because equity grows with the company, that one negotiated RSU grant could be worth 10 times its initial value within a decade. Loyalty is the single most expensive financial decision a worker can make. The numbers are not subtle. Ad Research Institute tracked over 12 million workers in 2024 and found that employees who switched jobs received an average pay increase of 14.7%, while employees who stayed at the same company received only 4.6%. Compound that gap over a 40-year career, and the loyal worker retires with roughly $1.4 million less in lifetime earnings. Same skills, same hours, same intelligence, just a different decision about when to leave. The reason most people get this wrong is psychological, not financial. Workers anchor to the relationships they have built with their team, the comfort of knowing the systems, and a vague sense that loyalty will be rewarded. It will not. A 2024 Pew Research survey found that 60% of workers who stayed at their company for over 5 years felt underpaid relative to new hires doing identical work. This phenomenon is called salary compression, and it is built into corporate budgets on purpose. The strategic move is to actively interview every 24 months whether you intend to leave or not. Even if you stay, every offer you receive becomes leverage. A real example, a marketing manager named Sarah at a Fortune 500 firm earned $78,000 in 2021. She interviewed in 2023, received a competing offer for $102,000, brought it to her manager, and walked out with a $96,000 counteroffer. Same desk, same job, 23% raise. That is a 4-year head start on retirement. Negotiation is not a logic contest. It is a psychology contest, and most people lose it in the first 30 seconds because they cannot tolerate silence. A 2022 study from the Harvard Negotiation Project found that participants who paused for at least 5 full seconds after hearing an offer extracted an average of 9% more value than those who responded immediately. 5 seconds. That is the difference between a $90,000 offer and a $98,000 offer. The trap here is that humans are wired to fill awkward silences. When a hiring manager names a number and stares at you, every nerve in your body screams to say something to break the tension. The moment you do, you have given away your leverage. The hiring manager is trained to wait. They have done this hundreds of times. You have probably done it 3 or 4 times in your life. The second psychological lever is loss aversion. Kahneman's research shows humans feel losses roughly twice as strongly as equivalent gains. So instead of saying, "I would love a higher salary," you say, "If we cannot reach 95,000, I will need to seriously consider the other offer I have on the table." That sentence triggers the employer's fear of losing you, which is psychologically twice as powerful as their desire to save $5,000 in budget. According to a 2023 LinkedIn Talent Insights report, 73% of hiring managers said they would increase an offer to retain a candidate who explicitly mentioned a competing opportunity. Use that lever every single time. The final move is what separates people who get rich from people who just earn more. A negotiated raise is not wealth, it is potential wealth. If you spend the increase on lifestyle inflation, you have accomplished nothing except buying a slightly nicer car. The wealth-building move is to invest the entire raise. Here are the numbers that will change your life. Suppose you negotiate one extra $10,000 raise at age 28 and invest that $10,000 every single year into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund, returning the historical 10% average. By age 65, that one negotiation is worth $2.97 million, not $10,000, not $100,000, almost $3 million from one 10-minute conversation 37 years earlier. Vanguard published this exact compounding model in their 2024 Retirement Readiness Report, and it is mathematically airtight. The actionable timeline is this. Today, open a brokerage account if you do not have one. This week, calculate your current market rate using levels.fyi or Glassdoor. Within 30 days, schedule a salary review or begin interviewing externally. Within 90 days, execute the negotiation using moves 1 through 4. The day your first higher paycheck hits, set up an automatic transfer for the entire raise amount into a Vanguard VTSAX or Fidelity FXAIX index fund. Never see the money. Never spend the money. Let 37 years and 10% annualized returns do the heaviest lifting any human being has ever benefited from. CTA, 30 seconds. If this video saved you even $1,000 in your next negotiation, hit subscribe right now. Every week we break down the exact financial moves the wealthy use to compound advantage on top of advantage. The button is free. The strategies on this channel will pay you back for the rest of your career. Subscribe, then turn on notifications, because the next video covers the 3 retirement accounts that legally let you build tax-free wealth, and you do not want to miss the contribution deadline. Outro, 30-45 seconds. Here is your challenge for today. Before you close this app, do one thing. Open levels.fyi or Glassdoor, type in your exact job title, and look at the 75th percentile salary for your city. Write that number down. If it is more than 5% above what you currently earn, you have just identified somewhere between $50,000 and $2 million in lifetime wealth that is sitting on the table waiting for you to claim it. Compound interest does not start when you feel ready. It starts the moment you decide to act. That moment is right now. Take the first step today, and your future self will thank you for the rest of your life.